Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today, focusing in on really the experience of energy drain after being in a narcissistic relationship, a psychopathic relationship, or really just trying to emerge from one. And the book, The Labyrinth of the Psychopath by Thomas Sheridan, has a really great comment here. And he says here, a common emotional energy sucking tactic a psychopath uses at the end of a relationship is to state to the person they deliberately devastated is, "I'm so glad you don't hate me." This is because they are baiting you to scream out something like, "I do hate you. You completely broke my heart." Ignore this tactic. Even if you do want to scream this out, don't do it if you can help it. And this speaks to the personality of the psychopath in that they don't have a sort of warm connection to people. They merely get their reaction or feeling of connection to people by having a reaction. So if they cannot get a reaction out of you, a reaction meaning a smile, a laugh, a giggle, a scream, something that is meant to be back at them versus just having a natural flowing conversation, they are constantly looking for a reaction. They are fishing for a reaction. They have a hunger for a reaction. This is how they navigate and they drive their life. It's just because they don't have an empathy center, because they don't have a conscience, they have to focus in on some other sort of element in a human interaction. And for the psychopath, it is reactivity. So as long as you are reacting to them, even if it's negative, they're still at least feeling like they have a course of, a concourse of action with you. They feel like that they are alive, so to speak. They do not feel very alive. They don't, they have a very much a proneness to boredom. And so they will, be very high energy and just like all over the place in terms of, the activities and adrenaline rushes that they're seeking or their sexual conquest and the like. And so, when you're around this, just realize that even if you're trying to break it off, they're going to say these quips. They're going to say these statements to you. They're going to put it out there to you so that you're, eventually just going to have that knee-jerk reaction. You're going to, it's meant to sound it's meant to sound like they're letting you go, but it's really designed to put you at a sort of like where you just want to lash back at them. So don't fall for that sort of psychopathic tactic. Don't try to detach from them as much as possible. You have to, you are you and they are them. You are two separate people. You are two separate beings. You are two separate entities. You have two separate viewpoints. And, as far, apart as you can get from them, the better. And so that you can live your life and not in a state of reactivity, but a state of activity and action within your own values and opinions and desires, and not just meant out of an origination of them, which is satisfaction of psychopathic needs, which really will only result in your destruction and your defamation and your disgust. So if you're in the midst of kind of, trying to emerge head up, realize that what you're feeling is true, that they are constantly trying to keep you on their mind in a state of reactivity to them, so that you're not reacting to your own life, you're reacting to their life. And that is how they stay connected. That is how they feel alive. You, in essence, are fueling them like the fuel to a car. They're getting fueled by your anxiety. They're getting fueled by your depression. They're getting fueled by your confusion. They're getting fueled by your anger, your hostility, your rage, and bringing out the worst of you. They really do get fueled by that. So that is what makes them tick. That is what makes them run. That is what they delight in. That's their idea of a relationship, is having you at your worst. Having you completely stressed, having you on a complete, adrenaline rush, having you completely reacting to them. Meanwhile, they have really no sort of feeling about you really either way. I mean, you know, they might as well just, they can replace people very easily. Very, very, very easily. They have really no connection to people. So, you know, if you're feeling like, you know, you're deluding yourself that you have a relationship with this person, you know, you do not. These people don't have relationships. They have really at best acquaintances. And, you know, it's just really supply sources to them. It's a very parasitic sort of approach to life that they have. And if you are their host, believe me, they're going to stay on you as that parasite until you can't give anymore. They're gonna take you to that level. I mean, that is their end game. That is their end goal. So, you know, detach from them as soon as possible and get your bearings back and get back into a state of normalcy as soon as possible, and utilize a lot of the healing tools here that we discuss here on the channel, Peace and Harmony. Hope this video finds you well. If you're dealing with this and it's very severe, you can always contact me at peaceandharmonynow@gmail.com and set up an individual consultation, and I'd be happy to work with you to get your bearings moving forward. Have a beautiful day.